Hey Scorpio, it's Ryan with Arrows of Love. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do your February 2022 Love Tarot and Astrology reading. As always, if you like these videos and would like to see more of them, please click the like button and subscribe. It helps the channel and it's very much appreciated from me. All right, Scorpio. So we just went through two retrograde cycles, Mercury retrograde, sitting in Capricorn, and Venus retrograde sitting in Capricorn. There's a concentrated amount of energy sitting in Capricorn. And for you, Scorpio, that is your third house. Scorpio is Capricorn is 3 signs past Scorpio. The third house is called the house of the goddess. It's the joy of the moon. So what does that all mean? It has a lot to do with your local communities. It has a lot to do with your immediate environment, what it is you're thinking, learning. It has a lot to do with merchants and travel, short distance travel. So Venus is sitting over there right now, and Venus is your seventh house lord. So what does that mean? That's what you're attracted to. That is your other, it's the other. It's your significant other, it's people in your life. The seventh house has to do with sexuality. It has to do with partnerships, long-term partnerships, business partnerships, contracts. It's things that bind you to other people. So when Venus, that seventh house lord, is sitting over in the third house, there's something that's attracting you, right, in your local community. It's something in your immediate environment. So for you singles out there, if things have been rough with this Venus retrograde, let's say things came out with loved ones, perhaps you're in a partnership, things were kind of rough. You went through some realignment. You had to talk about boundaries and values, because that's what Capricorn's all about. It's about boundaries and values. It's about learning karmic lessons, and that's where Venus and Mercury are stationed direct right over there right now. Now, here's the thing, and this is the reason why I'm talking all about this. Your ruling planet Mars just moved into Capricorn a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago. Mars rules your body, your presentation out into the world, your identity and your purpose. Now, Mars in Capricorn is exalted. And what does that mean? It means that Mars-like things do extremely well in Capricorn. It's directed action, directed energy, putting your intention out there and actually making it happen. It's about long-term goals, making commitments, going the distance, knowing your boundaries and your value. These are all Capricorn themes, with Mars interjecting in here. Now, here's the thing, Scorpio, and this is what I've been talking about for you for the last couple of months. Mars meets up with Venus, the cosmic lovers. Venus is what it is you're attracted to. It's desire. It's the significant other. Mars is you. And then they're going to travel together in the sign of Capricorn and through Aquarius for the next few months, about 3 months or so. And they're going to conjoin with Pluto, which is your modern ruling planet. It's about transformation, riches, death and rebirth, healing, catharsis. Sometimes it's a dark night of the soul, but here's the thing. We just went through all these retrograde cycles. Mercury retrograde, it's what you're thinking. Short distance travel, right? Mercury is that communicator, it's the trickster, right? And then you have Venus, what it is you're attracted to. So now they're all moving forward again in the sign of Capricorn. So this is what I'm saying to you. If you're looking for love and you're single, or if you are partnered up and you're trying to revitalize your relationship, there's something in your local community that you need to really pay attention to. So singles, get out there. Put yourself out there. You could be meeting someone that is somewhere in your immediate environment. For those of you that are coupled up, perhaps there's an activity within your immediate environment that you can reconnect with, and it brings back that hope and joy, brings back communication, smooth communication. So Venus is what brings us together. It's blending, it's harmonizing, it's relating to each other. Mars is splitting. Mars is a little bit more individualistic, but they're coming together. And the mythology between Venus and Mars is that they're irresistible. They need each other. They're on the opposite points of the zodiacal wheel to each other. So there's always this interplay between Venus and Mars wherever they go. But when they're together, it can be very romantic. It can be life-changing, to be quite honest. So that is the general astrology. Now, the other thing I want to mention here is that we just had a new moon in Aquarius, and that's where Saturn is sitting. And Saturn is this planet known for boundaries and limits, death, decay, and age, But it's also hard lessons, it's karmic lessons. And Saturn brings the greatest rewards. Now, that's been sitting over in your 4th house of Aquarius for the last couple of years now. So a lot happening in home. It's their 4th house of home, family, foundation, roots. It's what grounds you. So it has a lot to do with family and home. Now, Saturn's been over there for the last couple of years making things over. We just had a new moon, which basically means the sun and the moon sitting in Aquarius conjoined right on top of Saturn. So seeds were planted in this particular area to bring in a new foundation, something that's steady, something that can grow. And it's in that 4th house, home, family. 3rd house is being activated with the lovers. So there's something here, Scorpio, that you need to pay attention to in your immediate environment. This could be errands. This could be you just doing your regular old thing. Pay attention, because there's something that's here. One thing I'm getting, if you're going to the dog park, for instance, checking out a cute guy or girl, maybe it's time to actually have a conversation with them. That's for some of you. I just got that. So it's things like that, though, that you kind of have to put yourself out there, take a little bit of a risk. And Mars in Capricorn is exalted. So there is kind of like this protection that you get with this, Scorpio, because that's your ruling planet. So it's time to get out there. That's what I'm saying. All these planets are moving forward. The outer planets are all moving forward. All of our personal planets are now moving forward again. We're done with this retrograde cycle. It's time to start taking forward action in a very directed, strategic way. That's Mars in Capricorn. So that is the reading right now. Let's see what's happening with the astrology. We're going to do a 6-card spread for you today, Scorpio. I'm going to pull 1 card from the Angels Oracle deck, see what the messages are there. I'm going to pull 1 card from the astrology deck. This will be the sign that's important to you. We'll talk about house placement, if there's any planets sitting there. 6 cards from the Tarot. Clarify with the Tarot. So, Scorpio. You've had a lot going on. You have Uranus sitting in that 7th house also, because it sometimes creates instability and rebellion within relationships. So this is a 7-year transit that you're going through. Got a few more years to go with Uranus in that 7th house, but with Venus trining Uranus in that local community and over to your 7th house of partnerships, there's something here. There is something here that you need to explore. So trust me on that. All right, Scorpio, let's see what's going on for you. I was shuffling before I got on here. I was meditating about the different transits for you. The other thing I want to mention for you, Jupiter, the planet of expansion, growth, good luck, wealth, is in that 5th house of Pisces, which is the 5th house of romance. So again, everything is pointing to a new love, perhaps, for you. If you're coupled up, it's that renewal of love and romance and finding that. Others of you might be deciding to break off a relationship too. Okay, that's Venus retrograde as well. So I want you to be aware of that. Sometimes that is part of this, because Pluto's involved. Pluto's this death and rebirth process. And Venus is making trines over to Uranus, which is liberation and freedom. So, but it's positive. So it's making some new changes in a way that is more aligned with the type of love that you're looking for. So, all right, let's see what's going on for you, Scorpio. This is from the Angels. Heart-to-heart conversations. We talked about communication. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. All right, so maybe it's time to have that conversation. Take things to that higher level. Maybe it's time to express your interest in someone. Or perhaps it's time to sit down and have a serious conversation about where things are at in your current relationship. So it's time to have that heart-to-heart conversation. That 3rd house is a communicative house. It's known, the 3rd house lord is Mercury. Mercury is sitting in that 3rd house right now. It's time to talk your truth. Truths are coming out. That's Mercury, Pluto. That's also Venus, Pluto. Truth about love. It's a purging, it's release. So it's time to talk. Okay, that's the main message here. Let's pull a card from the astrology deck to let you know what sign is important here for you. It's this one. Sagittarius, represented by the centaur and a half human, half horse. The sign Sagittarius is the magnificent archer of the zodiac. Sagittarians are skilled at bringing life's major issues into full perspective. That's going to be important. Very generous and jovial. They will give you the shirt off their back to anyone. They'll give the shirt off the back to anyone in need. Because of this, Sagittarians must be careful of overextending themselves and of being too quick to make decisions, ruled by the planet Jupiter. We talked about Jupiter in that 5th house of romance. They are ready and willing to have a good time and can often forget about their responsibilities. They also have an uncanny ability to land on their feet in tough circumstances. So Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is your 2nd house. This usually has to deal with money, but it also has to deal with worth and value. So you could be dealing with a Sagittarius here. If you're having a heart-to-heart conversation, Sag is known for going overboard sometimes, having a little bit too much fun. So maybe that's, that could be one of these, could be a hurdle that you're going through right now, but it's also bringing life into full perspective, right? So it's having that conversation, it's looking at things broadly and seeing where things are going. So that's the advice for you, Scorpio. All right, let's see what the Tarot has to say. First card out, 4 Swords. Nine of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Judgment. The Lovers. This is the outcome. 8 of Cups. Yeah, so what I'm getting from this is there's been no contact for a while. There's been a pause. And it starts out with the 4 Swords. So this is you healing. This is you resting. This could have been after a pretty difficult, it could have been a breakup. It could have been just truths coming out that were painful. It felt like a loss. And you're healing yourself right now. You're taking time out for yourself. You see 3 Swords here. That's indicative of that 3 of Swords energy. But this is the man resting. This is the man taking time out. And you're regaining your strength, essentially. And this could have been a while ago that this happened, but this Venus retrograde probably brought this about. I'm guessing things came out over the last few weeks, the last 6 weeks, that really shook up some relationships. And this is the single lady card. But this is the single lady card in a way that you're feeling good. So it's taking a time out to really work on yourself. The 9 of Pentacles is very much a woman, and don't get too hung up on gender here. This is a challenge for you to be independent, for you to feel confident, for you to feel like, that Beyonce, All the Single Ladies song, right? I mean, this is really what it comes down to. So this is the challenge through what could be some very difficult times, to bring yourself back up, to build up your resources again. It's not just financial resources, although it could be, but it's also emotional resources. She stands firm and confident in herself that she can do this on her own. And this is the challenge. So at the bottom of the deck, at the bottom of the reading here is Judgment. So there was a final decision that was made. Oftentimes judgment is endings of some type. And to me, it looks like there could have been an ending with a relationship. And I'll get into why I think this is. It's not just the cards, but it's someone that could have been a little bit of a trickster. And here it is. This is the recent past position. It's Gemini. It's the Lovers. So oftentimes with Venus retrogrades, we're clearing out old karma. So Venus moves forward for about 18 months. And then she retrogrades. This is her synodic cycle, essentially. So she moves forward for 18 months, and then she retrogrades. And then 9 months later, this has to do with her conjunction with the sun, she conjoins with the sun again. So the sun conjoins again with Venus in 9 months. So something is being reborn here. Something is being birthed. So we have to clear out some old things in order to have some new things come back in. So this next 9 months, and I know that sounds like a long time for you, something great is coming in here for you. This is just for some of you, you're dealing with job things too. So that's just for some of you. So if the job ended, don't worry. Everything's going to work out. You're not going to get a job in 9 months, but that's just for some of you. It's just a message that I got. But in love, back to love, this is a time over the next 9 months to really work on yourself and what it is you want. Could have been dealing with a trickster as well. This is a Gemini card. Gemini is known to be a little tricky. Mercury, which rules Gemini, can be duplicitous at times. they can oftentimes show themselves as one thing and then they turn out to be something different. And Mercury just went through a retrograde to conjoining with Pluto. So these are truths coming out. And the outcome here is you walking away from a situation that still has some emotional connection to it. It's 8 cups standing with the man walking away to higher ground. And you'll notice here that the eclipse is also here. We just went through some eclipse energy in Taurus and in Sagittarius. So that's why these cards are coming up for you. Sagittarius is that 2nd house of self-value. Taurus is that 7th house of partnerships. It's teaching you about value and how you value yourself. Capricorn, unfortunately, is oftentimes about what it is we don't want in love. And that is a hard lesson for all of us to go through in some way, shape, or form. So at the top here, though, is the new start. And this is destiny. This is the destiny card. So it's the Page of Pentacles. So there's going to be some communication. If you clear the air here, you're going to see the truth. And you're going to make a decision. You're going to make the best decision for you. But here it is. This is the page coming back in here. And I think this is down the road for you, to be quite honest. And this is saying, hey, can we make something last? So if you're partnered up, you went through some things, you went through some pretty deep catharsis, truths were coming out. This is eventually the offer to say, hey, I want something that's steady, I want something that can last. That's Pentacles energy. This goes the distance to that 10 of Pentacles finale, essentially, right? So I think this is what's coming to you. If you do the realignment here, you talk about values, you talk about your limits, and you're honest about what it is you want, the challenge here, you're going to make a decision for yourself. What's right for you? Eclipses always bring in things and bring things out. It's big endings, big beginnings. So we have to clear this karmic energy out. But you have to have this heart-to-heart conversation. You have to lay it out for people. Truths are coming out, though. Okay, about love. Let's pull one more card for the 8 of Cups. Let's clarify this so Queen of Cups is the clarification. This is emotional maturity, right? This is that nurturing, loving attitude. So you have to remember to be soft here. So if it's you deciding this is not working for me, you have to be soft, be caring, be nurturing. Tap into that Cancer energy. If it's speaking your feelings, right? I mean, this is what it is. Feelings have to come out. You have to be truthful about it. For others of you, this is more or less just like laying it all out. Where are things going? How do you really feel? Got to tap into that. Hope you enjoyed your reading, Scorpio. Until next time, take care.